It's been over a month now since Joann's closed out and went out of business, so I wanted to check out and see what the atmosphere was like out here at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So I figured I'd bring you along with me. First stop was Hobby Lobby, and the first thing that I was met with was some fall fabric and some Halloween fabric left over. Now, this was last year's scene, so they haven't yet got in any new fabric from what I can tell. This multi-colored dot background fabric is a fall fabric, and it is one of my absolute favorites. I usually buy this one by the bolt because I use it so much throughout the year. Here's a new one. I have not seen this one here, but boy, is it pretty. It had a real pretty watercolor effect to it, but it was a canvas, so yeah, not a quilting cotton. Here is some Northcott fabric. It is a hot pink. They do have a couple of these different Northcotts here, but only a couple. Check out all of these prints. I mean, I don't know. Do you like all these multi-novelty prints? I'm not sure. I don't usually tend to go toward these, but they have a ton of them. Hobby Lobby did seem to have a lot more fabric than normal. I will give them that. Oh, here's some pretty florals. Now, I do love the florals. I do. I love a good floral. How about you all out there? Here is the end aisle end cap of Fat Quarters. Oh, that's a fan favorite right there. I love that blue one. That's a standard there too, and it's only $7.99. That blue fabric is absolutely beautiful. It has a beautiful hand to it. And here is some of their Fat Quarters that they have, but they only have a very small variety, not a big variety at all. Here's some of their standard fare that's up against the wall typically, and it is color coded out. I think it's more like their quilting cotton type area where they would put mostly solids by color here. I mean, there is like stripes and whatnot in here, but I don't really know how they do it or what their system is. But they do have like some florals in here too, which is odd because there's florals out in the other part. So I'm not sure if there's any rhyme to their reason, but yeah, this is pretty standard fare for him. Check out these little rubber ducks. Oh my word, they're so cute. I almost popped on those, but I didn't. I just don't need it. Here's some pretty Beauty and the Beast. And look at these neon balls. I don't know, I thought that was weird. You know, another novelty. And here's more novelty fabric, and there might be some licensed character fabric in there. I didn't really look, so you might want to check that out. But it's just your standard fare. Oh, and these right here, I just love those. What are those, lobsters, I think, or whatever? They're just so cute on that blue background, that red with the blue. I don't know, it's cute. And here's some more novelty stuff here. And oh, this one I thought was really cute. Now, I almost pulled that one out with the little oranges with the checkerboard behind it, the gingham. Oh my goodness, so cute. And then let's see here. This was some flannel that they had for babies. And over here was some polyfill. They are carrying that. And some different more battings. Now, they usually didn't carry the heirloom, I don't think. I can't remember though now. And they do have some Mormon Natural and some other brands there. So they do have some, and they do have it by the yard there where you can get as much as you need or as little as you need. And here's some interfacings from Pellon, and typically they usually do have some of those. I do notice though there's a little bit more than normal. And here's some minky fabric for backings and different things. And that strawberry was so cute. I had to touch it. You know us, we got to touch it as we go. Here's some costume fabric. So they do have a really good array of different things, different kind of fabrics for different projects and whatnot. Some netting, some tulle. Here's some silky type fabric. They had some velvety kind of fabric here, and they also are carrying some different weight denims, and these denims seem to have a stretch to them though when I touched them. I'm not sure if all of them do because I didn't touch all of them now, friends. I can't go around touching every single bolt, right? But check this out. Oh my word, this was new. They had strawberry gauze, and you know your girl popped on that because I am not leaving that. There's no way, no how. That's coming with mama. And yes, I bought all that was on the bolt. Their gauze is actually really, really nice. That pink one there with little pink flowers on it, I've used that one a ton in my sewing for little babies, and it sews just beautifully. That last shot there was just a shot of all their notions up on the wall. Here is some Christmas flannel and some different prints of Christmas, and there's some panels in there. Again, this was all last year's scene, so there's no new nothing yet. So if you saw it last year, then yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, this was kind of nice. This was a linen blend. These linen blends were actually really beautiful, but they had a lot of other stuff in them besides linen. I didn't see any that were, anything that I really wanted to grab. So no, I left it. I like an all linen. I wish that they would sell an all linen. Check out these little tiny fat quarters right at the cutting station. They're already trying to get you hooked for Christmas, right? I ended up grabbing that strawberry fabric and some needles for my sewing machine and this cute little magnet to put on my sewing machine for pins. Next stop, Michael's. Now, what's funny about this story is that on the sign outside in front, it said that they're versing Joann's and Hobby Lobby against their prices, that theirs are going to be better. Well, someone better tell Michael's that Joann's is no longer there, and so they really can't verse them, and they're kind of versing themselves anyways, because didn't Michael's buy out Joann's? I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. You let me know in the comments what you know so we can all get in the know. Okay, so right out the gate, I can tell you there's way more fabric here at my Michael's than there normally is ever. I mean, ever. They have a ton of novelty fabric though, and I'm really not into that. Let me know in the comments, are you into it? Because they have a lot of it. Here is some fabric for like outdoorsy stuff, like furniture, like the outdoor fabric. They had quite a bit of that. Singer over here has its own little section, so I don't know if that's going to be like a thing or what. Here was the thing that had me like scratching my head. You see this fabric, how high it is? It is up at the very tip top shelf of the entire store on the one entire side. It is all fabric. It looks like it's all quilting cotton, but good Lord, you cannot reach that, and you can't even really see what it is because it's so far away and so high up. I mean, you would literally have to get somebody to help you get that all down. I don't know how they're working this out, but you can tell it is up on that wall. I mean, friends, there is no way. I don't know what they're going to do there, but that was a ton of fabric that I seen along that wall. They do have a lot of yarn. I mean, they've really stepped their game up over here in this area where the yarn is and where the fabric was or used to be. These are just some notions that they had on the wall, and I can see that they're starting to carry a lot more clover and different things. It's hit or miss still, but I see there's a lot of gaps and a lot of things missing. So I think it's either probably not there yet or it's on order or maybe it's sold out. I'm not sure. But so they had this little clearance bin. This was like $4 for the bin in here. The fabric. It was mostly canvas though. There was no quilting cotton or anything like that that was on sale. Now, for the most part, all of their regular fabric cotton is anywhere from $3.99 to $6.99 a yard. I don't think I really saw anything that was much higher than that. They do have some stabilizers here, and they did have a white 108 background, wide background, so that was kind of nice. Their gauze, though, forget about it. How do they say? Forget about it. Don't buy their gauze, I'm telling you. Do not buy their gauze. It's absolutely hideous, horrendous, you name it. Don't buy it. Their flannel was only $3.99 a yard. Now, I can't tell you if it washes nice or if it pills or whatever. So, buyer beware. Let us know, anybody out there, if you use their flannel. They did have some fall fabric, not a whole lot. but they did have a lot more than normal. I mean, this is a lot compared to what they normally have. They usually have one aisle that's kind of full, and then the back of that aisle. And you can see here they do have some batiks. I know there's some batik lovers out there. And this one right here, I really liked. I don't know why I like that peacock feather, but I just thought it was really cool. I didn't buy it, but I think it was only like $3.99 a yard, if that. And so for the most part, their pricing is like Joann's regular pricing with a sale. So I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to pan out. But there was some solids here. They do have, any color you can pretty much think of in the rainbow. So that's good. I don't know how well, the quality is. I mean, it felt pretty good. But until you get it home and wash it, you just don't know. This fabric right here, do not buy it. It is a craft fabric. It is the most thinnest, nastiest cotton I think I've ever felt. And it is a craft fabric though, so you need to be aware of that. Because at first you look at it and you're like, ooh, that's cute. But then you go to touch it and you're like, okay, no. This was some muslin. Now their muslin was a very good price. It ranged from $4.99 to $5.99. They did have some storage containers there. Hit and miss on the minky. Only really a handful of minky if you're into that, and I couldn't find a price. Although I did find a $7.99 price on this particular minky. I don't know if that's the same though for all of them. They did have some costume fabric, only very little though, not like Hobby Lobby did. Here is some more fabric here. They had some fat quarters that they keep, and they're not really that great. I mean, they're okay, but they're not that great. Yeah, I do like the whales there. I've bought the whale print before, and that is really cute. I mean, it's decent. It's not terrible. So, yeah, I mean, go ahead and get it for the price. It's really not that bad. They had a few miscellaneous things back there. Hope you can see it, but not a huge selection at all as far as the pre-cut game goes. They did have an end cap that was full of these little craft projects, aprons and pillows, and there's a couple clothes there. Simplicity. I don't know. I've never seen that end cap there before, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but they had that. They only had this, what is that, loops and threads batting. I've never used that before. Let me know in the comments if you've used that batting, and let us know if it's any good, because I have no clue. So as I was pulling out of Michael's, I saw there's Joann's, and I had to stop because I saw the lights were on and I knew it was empty because you could see. I mean, here I'm going to be drooling at the window here in a second, so I probably look like a weirdo, right? But I brought my camera up there because I wanted you to see kind of what it looked like in there. Hopefully you can see it's empty, and yeah, empty and sad, really. Just a sad state of affair, friends. So now us makers just have to make do with Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Gee, thanks, Joann. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.